How you doing? We're talking about Love today, love.
Yep.
And we're excited to be able to do that. And we know it's not February anymore, but when Jesus said when he left, he says they will know us by our love. So it's not a 1 day or a 1 month thing. It's a every day, all day long.
Yeah. I mean, it's a love story. This Bible, it's
a love story. It is. And how the love is got what God has for us. And he uses so many examples in there to be able to explain how things are and how they happen and stuff like that. So we talked last week about Storge. Yep, good job. I can never remember that. And that means the love between family members, right?
Yeah, we talked about the daughter-in-law, mother-in-law, and the father, son, and the brother, like the familial brother love.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's Storge is that bond you have with your family.
Your sibling, yeah. And then we talked about, we're going to talk about philia, and that is brotherly love, and that's almost like your friends.
Yeah, those people you go hang out with, you know, get a cup of coffee with, or tea if you don't like coffee, you know.
Right, yeah. Play games with, like pickleball.
Yeah, exactly.
Or maybe dominoes.
Dominoes, yes. Dominoes.
We were just talking about that.
Yes. But yeah, that's more like the, I'm respecting you, you know, you're...
we have something in common.
We have something in common, we can enjoy life together.
Or even, could it be neighbors?
Neighbors, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, neighbors. So, and then we have the amazing one, which is agape, which we talk about a lot because it is a sacrificial.
Yes. Unconditional.
That's right, unconditional.
Which is hard for us as sinful humans, you know. We like to put conditions on things.
Yes, we do. If you will do this, if you do that, or something, you know, that kind of love.
If you do this for me.
If you act like this, I'll love you.
Yeah.
Oh, what is it like little kids like to say? If you give me this, I'll love you. Or something like that. You know, if I get the sucker.
If you just give me this one thing,
I love you
forever.
so much. I love you forever. Yeah, we can't do that, right?
Yeah.
No, but the one we're talking about today is, I'm going to let you say it.
Oh, yes. Eros.
Eros.
Yeah.
And that is a Greek word that we're going to say is love.
Yes.
And desire and passion.
Yes.
And it's a sexual love, right?
It is a love that
physical love.
God made for man and woman in marriage. That's his original design for it.
That's right.
You know, and unfortunately we, you know, kind of throw it all over the place sometimes.
We make it, but an English word would be erotic. And I think we take that word and it doesn't sound very nice.
Yeah.
You know, I think we've taken it and perverted it. Is that the good way to say it?
Yeah, we have, and you know, it becomes more of a lust thing than a love thing. But it can be at its purest form.
Passion.
Or passion. Yes.
Yeah. Or passion. Yeah.
Passion is a good word for that. Yeah.
Yeah, passion. So we wanted to talk a little bit about just the fact of there is in the Bible. We always have the Bible.
Yes.
And there is a gentleman, his name is Hosea, and God asked him to do something that is kind of hard.
Yeah.
But, and if you look in Hosea, it's right after Daniel, and look what I did, I went to the wrong spot. So it says, when the Lord first spoke to Hosea, he said this to him, go and marry a woman of promiscuity. That's the first part of that verse.
Yeah.
And so, was he obedient?
Yes.
Yes. And promiscuity is someone that's not being faithful.
Yeah.
And of course, God is so good in his wisdom, how he uses things, is, and it didn't matter, you know, she was not going to ever be faithful. Gomer, what ended up being, that was her name.
Gomer, yes.
Gomer. And she was never faithful.
Yeah.
She was always unfaithful. Now, she came back and forth.
She would come home, have a child with him, and then go right back out. And
I don't know if that was one of those things like, oh, would you forgive me? I don't know that. But it could have been.
Very possible.
And they worked things through, but then her old life pulled her back.
Yeah.
You know, but that doesn't mean that people can't come out of situations that, you know,
and be redeemed from
it. She could have, but she did not. And I think God used this story as an example of how he is so faithful to us. He gives us so many chances and we throw them away.
Yeah. And you know, Israel throughout the Bible is always back and forth with God. Judges, it's always, the tagline is, and then the Israelites did evil in the sight of the Lord.
Yeah.
And, but they kept coming back to him.
Yeah.
And he kept accepting them.
Yeah.
Because that's who he is.
Yeah.
That's just what he does.
That's right. And so that was the Old Testament.
Yeah.
And now we have Jesus.
Yes.
Right? He came and he did the sacrificial love for us, the agape love.
Yeah.
And we do the same thing to him.
Yeah.
We kind of, he is the one that gave us a way to have a relationship with God.
Yes.
And then we kind of took that relationship sometimes. I mean, we just get side.
We strive to keep having that relationship, that closeness with Jesus, but we're sinful,
we're human
creatures, and
as hard as we try,
temptation is always there.
Yeah,
and
he doesn't tempt us, but
no, he does not.
He does not tempt us, but I know I think about when I say to people, people will not want to come to church, and I say we're all just a bunch of sinners saved by grace.
Yes.
And that I wish we could say we were perfect, but we are not. There's only one perfect person, and that was Jesus. So, God used Hosea's story as an example. He didn't create the story, I guess, but
he lived out the story of Jesus and the church in real life.
Yeah.
And we now have this in the Bible to look to and to remember how God is faithful.
Yeah, is faithful. I think really faithfulness is the deal. Faithfulness. Hosea was faithful to Gomer.
Yes.
And God was faithful to Israel. He was also faithful to us in the future because he did send his son so that we could have a relationship with him.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I would say that, Eros is just, like we had said earlier, is the design between a man and woman, a marriage, and, we get, there's a rhyme thing that you were talking about.
Yeah.
And, we even have it in our brains from, like, little kids.
There's going to be somebody that you're going to connect with. It was that
K-I-S-S,
yeah. Somebody and somebody sitting in a tree. K-I-S-S-I-N-G. First comes love, then comes marriage,
then comes a
baby in a baby carriage. Yeah. So kind of a silly thing, but that was truly is God's design for us as a marriage. And also we had talked about before is that you don't always just have that Eros love. You have to have the other qualities of love.
Marriage is a great
all
example
four of them together.
All four. Yes. Yes, because there are sometimes you don't love your husband as in that way, but you respect them still.
Yeah.
You still have that filial or...
Well, you can't stay in that Eros love 24/7.
Yes.
You have to have that opportunity to have the relationship, the friendship.
Yes.
The caring, the sacrificial, the unconditional love. Yeah.
Yes, because it's you have to have the unconditional because you have to... love is a choice.
Give and take.
Yeah.
And you have give and take.
You give and take, yeah.
Yeah. So there was one verse that we talked about in Genesis.
Yes.
Yes, and this is, if you think about it, you go back and read in Genesis, that God created man, but he took the rib from man to create the woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a helper, she's supporting him and he takes care of her. And
she's a helpmate.
Yeah, exactly. And so in Genesis 2, all the way back when they were created, we have Adam having been created and then him needing a helpmate. You get Eve. And so in verse 24, it's stated that, "Therefore a man shall leave his father and his mother and hold fast to his wife, and they shall become one flesh."
Right.
And,
so a marriage is one person becoming or two people becoming one, and you have that through the Eros love, and then as well the agape and the philia, and also the one more.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
wait, Storge.
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 Storge. Yep, Storge love.
Yeah.
So all of that comes together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So.
and we'll be talking next time on
Yeah.
a few examples of that that I hope can, really explain it even further.
Yeah. So we look forward to the next time.
Yeah.
Right?
See you all
right.
next time.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.